Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I want to do a real quick video here on Nate's knife. I've been trying to condense a lot of the knives. Ooh, I kind of get overexposed there. I've been trying to get a lot of knives condensed into one video, but I want to do Nate's knife special because of what it is and what it offers. And some of this is not on the website at the making of this video, and I'm trying to get more stuff up on the website to give you guys more options for customizing your knife. Any knife for that matter, but that's why I wanted to show you guys Nate's knife, because it's a perfect example of what I would like to offer all of you. So let me put you guys down and I'll show you what Nate's knife looks like. Alrighty gang, hopefully this is finding you well and you guys are taking it easy. Does it look okay? I think it looks a little crooked. Let's see here, there we go, maybe that's good. I don't know. Hey, so hopefully this is finding you well. I have been quite busy lately. I just was chatting, commented on a new friend of mine, Ed Shin. He's got a YouTube channel. You should look him up. Just type up above there, Ed Shin. Does really good overlanding, camping, kind of some reviews and such. A couple little vlogs. Really nice guy. Him and his wife just got a new house and they're expecting. So congratulations, Ed. But I wanted to share with this knife with you guys because, as I was saying, I'm super busy. I've been doing chores or shop work, editing videos. I'm trying to work on swag like hats and t-shirts, and I also have something really cool coming. I just heard the places in Wisconsin, and they opened up and they're getting the process going, so I'm not going to say anything else. You'll have to wait for that video, but I am trying to work on some new style hats and trying to bring back the CK Knife and Tool shirts, you remember, with the American flag on the back with the thin blue line. And of course, CK Knife and Tool logo, as you guys know. Well, maybe some of you don't know. My kids, they designed that logo. That's why I use it to this day. They made it for me 4 or 5 years ago, and it's really, you know, sentimental. It means a lot to me. So I'm trying to get that stuff going. And I just been doing shop work and stuff on the property and everything, and I missed a weekend out with Ed and a few other people. Adventures with Roscoe. That's right, Charles. Missed the weekend with you guys. I totally forgot about it because we were planning the chores here. So, but anyhow, I digress. This is Nate's knife, and Nate's knife is pretty special. You guys probably already, of course, you saw it on the thumbnail, but Nate picked out a bush knife, and in previous videos I've mentioned his knife, as well as when I was working on some other guys, Graham's knife and Carl's knife. Well, Nate picked out a 9-inch bush knife. Now, the 9-inch bush knife is my original knife I ever made. When I got into making knives and the knife I wanted a full grind, full flat grind. I wanted a 9-inch knife that I could use both for outdoor camping and bushcrafting and all this other stuff and hunting and everything. And I felt 9 inches was a really good size, not too big and not too small. Then my knife mentor steered me on to learning how to do taper tangs, and even though it doesn't give you the heft of a knife, that real big beefy feel like a lot of guys like, the taper tang really makes the knife, it gives it a little bit more personality for the knife maker. Myself, not a lot of knife makers do taper tangs. I have noticed a trend in people trying to do them and getting started in it, but it's something that I've always done and I've always liked a lot because it shows a lot more quality and care from the maker. It takes more time, it's more effort, it's more materials, you know, it's that, but it's a really cool something nice, it's something special in a knife. What also I always ended up doing is getting into customization. And when I developed my website, as many of you that have been through the website can attest to, the website has a lot of options. I get a lot of emails from folks saying, wow, you know, it's not that it's a bad thing, it's just very overwhelming because there's so much there. But on the flip side, I have to do that because I want to give you guys that custom feel. I want you to be able to go in and see all of these things and pick a knife. I also am trying to get people to slow down. So many of us, me included, are so used to just clicking on a website, going right to one item, click that, small, medium, large, extra large, whatever it is, boom, put it in my cart, buy it, and I'm gone. Now I can move on to the next thing. A lot of us aren't used to going online and having to go through a process of reading all the steps and doing research. I've had several people come to me and say, Chad, I've spent an hour on your website going through every knife, reading all the disclaimers, reading all the things that I have on my website, and then going through every picture of every knife and going back into past knives and everything to try to get an idea what they want, what's good for them. And they come back somewhat as tired, but at the same token, they come back saying, man, I've never seen this on another website. So I'm proud to say that that's what I've done, even though I drive some of you guys nuts on my website. But Nate is no exception. Nate's bush knife here is the first style knife I ever made. I tweaked it as I started developing into a knife maker, you know, finding my niche and my style and what I like. But Nate wanted a bush knife. He saw the pictures, and the first couple of knives I did like that I shared with everybody. One was the Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund knife, and the other one was the Mission House knife that I did. Both of those were that 9-inch style bush knife. Now, shrink it an inch, it's the Coyote Works pup. So just to give you guys an idea, for those of you that have a Coyote pup, you know what I'm talking about then. The bush knife is 9 inches long. It can have a full tang like the Coyote pup, or it can have a taper tang like I do on Nate's knife and all my previous knives. It's out of 3/16 D2 steel, really nice. It's got a full grind, and it's just a really, really pretty, a really good utilitarian knife. Nate wanted his a little bit more custom. First and foremost, Nate wanted the bush knife, and he picked out custom pins. And the custom pins he wanted was the Campfire. It's a solid it's a carbon fiber tube, not a solid, but a carbon fiber tube filled with epoxy. It's black epoxy resin. That's what the maker fills all these pins in with. And it has a Campfire. And the Campfire is nickel silver logs, and it has brass and copper as the flames. Super, super cool. When I saw this, I had to get some. I bought them. I loved that pin. I really do. Especially for the knife that Nate was designing and implementing. Nate is the first person to ever order white G10. And I told Nate, I said, you're not going to keep that clean, but he knows that, and he wants it to have that antique patina look to it, the worn look, because he wants to match his ferro rod. I made Nate a ferro rod with antler on the as a handle. And this is some of the things that I wanted to talk about in Nate's video. One is his knife, the bush knife, which I haven't really advertised too much of, and the custom pins, but that, hey, it's in G10, and that's something that Nate likes. But the other thing is liners. Nate showed me a picture of a knife that was made by somebody. He had a picture of it. It was a full tang and everything, but he really liked the black and orange with the white. And so I gave it to him. The orange is thicker than the black, and then the white is in there, and it just came out phenomenal. It just really looks good, especially with that taper tang. The orange and the black lines really bring you and help you follow the taper tang. Your eyes get drawn to that. So it's super cool. But yes, G10, white G10, any white ivory, anything white is going to show where you're going to get. My hands are clean, and I still pick up the knife, and your hand oils or any little dust that's around will be on the scales. So just know that. But one of the other things I wanted to address on is not just the liners and the bush knife, but was ferro rods. I've done several ferro rods for folks. I've done about 3 or 4 in antler. I've done some in just regular wood, and then I've done some in micarta. The most recent one I did was Asher's knife. When I did Asher's Chimera, his dad had me make him a ferro rod because Asher really liked the idea of being able to, start a fire and stuff like that. And he really likes the camping and things of that nature, and sort of that bushcrafting stuff, survival type thing. And Asher's coming up on 15, or is 15 now, to making this video, and he wanted that ferro rod. So I took the micarta and I put a liner in it, a black liner, and I gave him 2 pieces put together because one individual piece of micarta wasn't thick enough. So I had to put 2 together, and by doing that, I put a liner in it, and it really looked good, and it matched everything. It brought it all together. Well, with Nate's, I did an antler. And when I do these, they're attached to the sheath. I mold the Kydex, or the Holstex in this case, because this is that raptor skin. It's got that leather look to it, but it's made out of a thermoplastic like Kydex. And I do shock cord. And the shock cord is meant to both retain the ferro rod, like you see here, but also it gives you something to pull out and draw. it's shock cord, so you could actually put it around your wrist if you wanted. So if you're doing something and you're striking a fire, say for instance I put it around my wrist here and I stretch it out and I'm striking, I start a fire, and then all of a sudden I have to let go. I let go, it's on me. I don't have to lose it. Some of you might have watched a show a while back called Alive, I think it was. I only saw one season of it, but I saw clips of others. One guy lost his ferro rod, rolled into the fire, and it actually ignited into fire, and he lost his ferro rod for that survival. So this gives you something to put around your wrist. It gives you something that you're cognizant of, not just holding the ferro rod, and it also gives you something to you know, keep it attached to the sheath right here. I don't make it very tight. It's you know, it's not going anywhere, as you guys can see. That shock cord is snug, but it's easy to pull in and out of the holder, and then you can put it back in again like this, and then wrap it back up. So I'm going to start putting this option up on the website. I don't have a lot of photos of what I did or saved because, as you guys know, I had that computer problem. A lot of my photos ended up getting lost. They were gone. They were just, that was it. Yeah, that sucked. I lost a lot of stuff. I had a video and some other stuff done for Rhino Rack, and I lost all that content. And so, as well as I lost probably probably a couple of hundred photos of knives and stuff and the things that I do in examples. So that was kind of a bummer there. But it won't happen again because I've got that external hard drive. But Nate, he's got the tech lock on the back of it, and again, the standard Raptor skin black. But I wanted to show you these things because these are things that are very new to many of you. And I have made some in the past. I did a knife with blue liners. I did a knife with red and blue liners, with Marine Corps pin in the center of it and such. I think it was Marine Corps pin. No, I didn't. I had the, it was curly black walnut, stabilized curly black figure black walnut, blue and red liners, and I put it on a plaque. And that was really nice for a Marine Corps buddy. I did that for Christmas one year for Rui. But I wanted to share this with you because this is something new and something that I'm going to try to get up on the website and get you guys, you know, a price and stuff. So if you guys wanted liners, then you could do that. I don't normally do 2 liners. The only reason why 2 liners like this worked really good is because of the fact that one was thin and one was thick. When you go to too many thick liners, then you remove a lot more material. Now, some people might want that, but I try to steer away from that. But if you want a thick and thin liner, then that's something that could be had. But usually, 1 liner is more traditional what we do. I do a couple different types of liners. You can do G10, you can do thermoplastics, you can do paper fiber liners and such. So all of those have different thicknesses, but not to get too big into that, I'm going to put liner material on here, and then I'll put some color options, and then you guys be able to pick and then be able to put on your knife. But yep, so I wanted to share that with you all. Thank you, Nate. I do appreciate it. Welcome, Nate, to the family. For all you other family members here in CK Knife and Tool, we have a new brother in arms. But again, thank you, everybody. Got any questions? Remember, you can head over to ckknifeandtool.com, find out everything you need to know. Remember, start at the beginning. All the where, you know, what to do first. Read all that stuff on the first page. Don't forget the disclaimers. Don't forget the how-tos, all that. Go back to the past knives. Everything will help you make a decision to make your knife yours. And until the next video, guys, you take it easy. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Keep me from the bottom of the YouTube bucket. Catch you later. Bye.